1976 was a year of many important debut albums in Canadian rock, and one of the quirkiest was by Max Webster from their self titled premiere album, the track Hangover. Having a hard time telling what I'm hearing here. It's almost like kind of like this like oscillating sound that of like feedback. It's real fuzzy, kind of zigzaggy riff that sounds like it could have been, oh, came right out of like 1967 or something.
Tomorrow, don't be here today. Take a cruise, take a holiday. Cold morning in the drums. Blue eyes in the windowside.
Real kind of trebly sounding voice that's mimicking the cadence of the guitar riff. I like the way that kind of growl he was giving during the chorus. Okay, that guitar riff and the lead vocals is by Kim Mitchell, the mastermind behind the band, the dominant presence of the band.
It's getting warmer, it's controlling my mind. It's coming closer, I'm biding my time. Double vision when the fire slows down.
Let's see, found the lyrics here. Tomorrow, don't be here today. Take a cruise, take a holiday. Cold morning and the drums. Blue eyes in the window sun. See, I don't feel you, but I know you're around. I can feel you 'cause I feel the sound. Cold morning and the drums. Blue eyes in the window sun. Alka-Seltzer, Tang, and a 50. It's all over. Hangover. It's getting warmer. It's controlling my mind. It's coming closer. I'm biding my time. Yeah, it's quite obvious what the song deals with.
Double vision when the fire slows down. My legs are weak, my arms are strong. The door is open, the stairs are steep.
Funny enough, I believe the second track that I've covered within the last 4 weeks that dealt with hangovers.
The room is near, you know so far.
Now I'm just trying to remember what was the other one.
The lights are out, but so are the stars. I can feel you, but I know we're around. I can feel you 'cause I feel the sound.
Hear that high guitar? The near. And then we have that 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that on every third that downbeat. It's going like kind of. I think the riff is primarily based on like octaves and sevenths, maybe. Doom, 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 doom. Yeah, it's like octaves. Doom, 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 and then dropping the octave a step and making it like a seventh. Doom, no, 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 and then down to E, making it a six. Based in G. Yeah, I love that fuzz tone. There weren't many acts using the fuzz tone. Well, Iceberg did, brought it into like jazz rock that I was just like covering last night. But it seems as though some of those like '60s kind of like voxy, primitive, trebly sounds were seen as really just crude and archaic by the mid 70s. But it's interesting when like you have bands from this time period that think, oh no, that was actually quite a colorful sound. I'd like to bring that back and incorporate that sound into today's more complex form of music making. Like this song, of course, having nuances, having layers, having a certain degree of counterpoint and tonal separation between instruments that would have been both impossible. That ideas that just had not been developed in rock back in the garage rock era of the '60s, and wouldn't have been possible from a production standpoint. Beautiful feedback and a little bit of organ and just kicking it up at the drum stool. Oh, we're really getting some activity from the drums, really kicking up dust and pushing things and bringing out the best in some of the other guys here. Drums by Paul Kersey, keyboards by Terry Watkinson. Yeah, I heard a little bit of organ in there. And bass by Mike Tilka.
Tomorrow don't be here today. Take a cruise, take a holiday. Cold morning in the drums. Blue eyes in the windowside.
This track has kind of a propulsion to it that's just sort of its own thing. It's like it seems like there are kind of an uncharacteristic or kind of like an unusual amount of downbeats of wallops in this track that giving it kind of a rhythmic quality that and that mixed with the staccato feel of the track, the kind of jerky kinetic. Heck, it's kind of almost like proto new wave in a way.
Double vision when the bars close down. Double vision when the bars close down.
Yeah, there actually are a lot of like kind of new wave qualities in this. That a couple years ahead of its time. Yeah, that fuzzy sound which would come back in the new wave. The kind of jerky staccato kinetic feel to it. The down, wallops and such. The vocals. There's a certain kind of sardonic element coming out in that department.
Cold morning in the drums. Blue eyes in the windowside.
It's almost like he's kind of play acting the hungover subject of the track, rather than giving it kind of more of like a dramatized, like reading. Kicking it up, like kicking up dust, kicking up sparks, squeezing out sparks. I love the discombobulated nature of that intro, that part that we heard at the beginning, kind of reprised here. Yeah, going from like sort of like a high, kind of like almost like a feedback tone that almost you almost can't tell whether it's a synthesizer or a guitar when it hits. Hear that icy organ in there. It's kind of faint, but it's adding nuance. Yeah, the fuzzy guitar tone is really what characterizes the song. As much as I love it, I kind of wish that organ was just slightly higher in the mix. You have to really press your ears up to the speakers to hear it. Oh, add just a half-step drop and adding really an unpredictable ending. Yeah, very unpredictable. Kind of just getting all kind of like jerky. Like, rather than giving us kind of like a grand finale or like a fade out, we get this like throw in a few kind of jerky keys that you hadn't heard before, and yeah, just give, rather than giving it a plunge, give it just kind of like a slight, drop, and yeah, make it kind of like anticlimactic almost. And I guess befitting to a topic like hangovers. Yeah, Max Webster from the opening track from their debut album. Let's hear another track from the album, one in a slightly different mood. Summer Turning Blue.
When was it I last saw you? Was it spring upon the beach?
And here we're getting some sumptuous piano by Terry Watkinson. Yeah, I think he's gonna be a little bit more prominent on this track.
And you question all my answers with words I could not reach, with a love that had to search.
I wonder if in certain markets this was called. It's funny. Genius had this, credited as Diamonds.
In the summer turning blue.
This album was released in the United States under the title Hangover.
Tempt me and you break me with things from out of mind.
Let's catch up with the lyrics here. When was it I last saw you? Was it spring upon the beach? And you questioned all my answers with words I could not reach, with a love that had to search in the summer turning blue.
You answered all my questions with words from out of time, with the love that was unkind.
I believe it's about a failure to communicate.
In the summer turning
I love that descent. Rich in harmony. That unusual key change right there, unpredictable, going into like a B flat from because that main descent starts in B, dun, na, 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 and yeah, B flat's a strange place to suddenly resolve in from that. From like a diatonic descent from B.
When was it I last saw you? Was it spring upon
see. Tempt me and you break me with words from out of mind. You answered all my questions with words from out of time. With a love that wasn't kind, in the summer turning blue. Seems kind of like a summer romance with a woman who turned out to be kind of irrational and had a habit of cutting him off and putting words in his mouth and trying to like maybe define the situation in a way that just wasn't fair to him.
With the love that had to serve.
I love that guitar part right there. That you know, coming right out of that verse structure. Yeah.
In the summer turning
So rich in harmony, kind of like what was coming out of England at the time, like 10cc, Alan Parsons Project. You know, those kind of like rich, thick harmonies that almost resemble like synth strings. And with those like epic, slow, big drums. That little guitar motif right there is kind of like one of the main earworms of the track. It seems to be like the gold at the end of the rainbow, that dun dun dun, it just like stands out. Yeah, really open cadence, really lavish, large piece, really kind of slow and heavy at the same time. Real thick, bass, giving it real thick underside. And very much a contrast between the song before it. I mean, except the material on the Max Webster album is quite diverse. Yeah, this band, very original approach to music making. I think it's, he always, like, maybe it's the way that Kim Mitchell kind of, was just always having fun in his songs. Whether the topic is somewhat, like, reflective as it is here, or just kind of comedic like it was in the last track. Oh, well, heck, one song I know that was about, not the one I did recently, but a song I did a few months ago, The Anonymous Alcoholic, was about. As a matter of fact, I did a 10cc video where I believe two of the songs back to back were about inebriation in some way. One was about falling off a wagon, and one I think was about waking up, getting hammered, and having an experience in a drunken state that the narrator couldn't even remember when he finally woke up or was woken up on the street somewhere. There was another one I did recently. The Deaf School video last week, Cocktails at 8, was about a guy getting drunk. There was another one. It seems like the topic of alcohol, comedic takes on the whole topic have been like a reoccurring theme in these songs that I've encountered. Sometimes I end up finding out I'm a teetotaler, but it's interesting how a lot of rock and pop songwriters from the 1970s were able to make light on a topic that can actually be quite grim. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, two great songs from the debut album by Max Webster, one of the quirkiest rock bands to emerge on the Canadian scene, or really anywhere for that matter. Yeah. They would put out 5 albums over the next 4 years, and 1 live album. Yeah, between 1976 and 1980. For more Rubies and Sapphires from the catalog of Max Webster, see the directory of albums by Canadian artists linked in the description below. Like and subscribe and follow me on social media, and leave a comment if there are any observations you have about the two songs that we just heard. The instrumentation, the riffage, the sound effects, the arrangements, the vocals, the subject matter, the production, the nuances, the quirkiness of it all, the originality. Who do you think influenced these guys? They just, it seems like they just really this band really built their own room in the annals of hard rock. Yeah. Until next time, this is Zaragon, the world's most ear-traveled maximalist, signing off.